This video is about Thoth reveals ancient truths in the halls of Maat until Set Shatters peace. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. In the sacred realm of Kemet, where the Nile wound like a silver serpent through golden fields, the sun rose with a fiery brilliance. It illuminated the great temple of Maat, whose towering pillars rose like trees toward the sky, each bearing intricate carvings of divine truths. Here, time flowed differently, moments stretched like shadows cast by the waning sun. Within, the air was thick with incense and whispered secrets. At the heart of the temple stood Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom and writing. He was a scribe of the gods, a master of sacred knowledge, whose code danced across papyrus as if guided by celestial muses. The halls of Maat, where truth reigned supreme, echoed with the soft murmurs of soul-seeking enlightenment. Thoth gathered the gods, both mighty and meek, in a council, a rare event that signaled the gravity of the moment. Ra, the sun god, shone with regal intensity, his golden chariot casting a warm glow over the divine assembly. Beside him, Hathor, the goddess of love and joy, radiated beauty, her laughter a balm to the heavy atmosphere. Listen well, Thoth began, his voice a blend of wisdom and authority as he unfurled a scroll inscribed with the deep truths of creation. The balance of Maat is threatened, the echoes of an ancient prophecy resound, heralding the rise of darkness. Isis, the goddess of magic, leaned forward, her curiosity piqued. What darkness? Thoth, speak clearly, for the heart of the world beats in rhythm with our fate. As Thoth detailed the prophecy, shadows danced in the corners of the hall, mirroring the fear that gripped the gathering. He spoke of Set, the god of chaos, whose ambition was unquenchable. Set had long coveted the throne of the underworld, his heart a cauldron of jealousy boiling over into wrath. Now, whispers of war and betrayal coiled around the fabric of existence. Set seeks the eye of Ra, Thoth warned, his eyes narrowing. It grants unimaginable power, a weapon that could shatter the very essence of Maat should he succeed. Darkness will drown the light, and the balance will be lost. The gods exchanged glances, their expression shifting from concern to resolve. Osiris, the lord of the afterlife, stood tall, his voice resonating with the strength of the earth. We shall not let Set plunge Kemet into chaos. We will unite against him and protect the Eye. But how? Anubis, the god of the dead, interjected, his voice like a whisper in wind. Set's cunning is matched only by his ferocity. We must be prepared for treachery among our own. With a determined nod, Thoth rolled the skull back into place. We will send forth champions, warriors of honor, each chosen for their strength and spirit. They will seek the Eye before Set can seize it. A murmur of agreement rippled through the divine assembly, yet deep within the sacred halls, a shadow stirred. Set, unseen yet all-knowing, listened intently, his mouth curling into a sinister grin. He had long awaited this moment, a time to unravel the tapestry of the gods, to weave chaos where order reigned. As dawn broke, casting the temple into golden hues, Thoth summoned their champions. Chosen were 5 mortals forged in the crucible of trial and valor. Each had faced the demons, each bore the weight of destiny upon their shoulders. First was Nefertari, a fierce warrior queen, whose heart beat with the rhythm of battle. Her sword, forged in the heart of a dying star, glimmered with ethereal light. Next came Ammon, a brilliant strategist whose cunning mind could outmaneuver the fiercest foe. His loyalty to his people was unyielding. Then stood Kale, a humble farmer with the strength of 10 men, whose unassuming nature belied a wellspring of resilience. Alongside him was Tyra, a priestess of Hathor, whose voice could bend the hearts of beasts and men alike. Finally, there was Rami, a young thief with a heart of gold, known for his agility and wit that sliced through the darkness like a blade. Thoth's eyes glimmered with anticipation as he addressed them. You are the chosen ones, each of you carries a fragment of Maat within you, a spark of truth, honor, and hope. You must embark on a quest to retrieve the Eye of Ra before Set can unleash his chaos. Should we fail, he continued, the balance of our world will shatter, but if we succeed, light will prevail, and we shall usher in an era of peace. Determined, the champions vowed to follow Thoth's guidance, their hearts ablaze with purpose. They gathered their weapons, whispered farewells to their loved ones, and set forth, leaving the sacred halls behind them. As they stepped into the world beyond, the sun shone brightly, yet the air crackled with tension. They traversed the golden sands of the desert, where the winds told tales of ancient warriors and fallen heroes. Yet, unbeknownst to them, Set had unleashed beasts of shadow, creatures born of nightmares, lurking in the dusk, waiting to pounce. Silent as shadows, they stalked the champions, hungry for chaos and destruction. As they melted into dusk, they reached the edge of the Valley of Thorns, a treacherous labyrinth filled with deadly traps and illusions. Nefertari stepped forward, her eyes scanning the horizon as she unsheathed her sword, its glow illuminating the path ahead. "Stay close, and fear not the darkness," she commanded, her voice steady and fierce as she led the way. The group followed, their hearts pounding against the rhythm of a shared heartbeat. But the thorns were only the beginning. As they advanced, shadows coalesced into fearsome forms, hyenas with eyes like embers, their growls echoing through the valley. The champions stood united, weapons drawn, brimming with the courage of the gods. "Forward!" Amun shouted, strategizing on the fly as he gestured toward a cluster of beasts. "We divide and conquer. Nefertari, take the left flank. Kale, you flank right with Rami. Tyra, shield us with your voice. Sing to call forth the strength of Mot." The battle erupted, primal roars mingling with the clash of steel against fangs. Nefertari danced through the fray, her sword an extension of her spirit, each swing a declaration of defiance against the encroaching darkness. The hyenas were fierce, but the champions were fueled by their purpose, every strike echoing with the will of Thoth. Tyra's voice rose above the chaos, a melody that wrapped around her companions like a protective cloak. With every note, their strength surged, courage ignited like a beacon against the night. Yet, amid the clamor, a shadow slipped through the fray unnoticed, said cunning guise cloaked in the chaos of battle. As the last hyena fell, the champions stood panting, their hearts pounding with adrenaline and fear. They had survived the first of Set's trials, but a lingering dread settled within them. The valley was but a taste of the darkness that awaited. "Rest, but remain vigilant," Nefertari advised, her eyes scanning the horizon for threats. "We must regain our strength for the journey ahead." As night descended, they gathered around a flickering fire, shadows dancing across their weary faces. They shared their stories, bonds forged in the crucible of conflict. Each tale unveiled the depths of their souls, the trials that had shaped them into warriors. But in their midst, unbeknownst to them, Set lingered, an unseen spectre that thrived on their fears. He could feel the pulse of their destinies intertwining with his own, and he reveled in the chaos to come. As the flames flickered, illuminating their faces, the champions felt the weight of their mission. Their quest had only just begun. And though the shadows grew long, their resolve burned brighter, ignited by the ancient truths revealed in the halls of Mat. The night whispered promises of trials yet to come, of sacrifices that would test their honor, and of the ultimate battle against the god of chaos himself. Destiny awaited, and their intertwined fates would shape the very fabric of Kemet. For in the heart of chaos, the light of truth would shine brightest, and the champions would rise to meet the storm. The sands of time shifted, and the legend of their quest began to unfold, echoing through the annals of eternity. As dawn peeked over the horizon, golden fingers of sunlight broke through the shroud of night, illuminating the Valley of Thorns. The champions stirred, their weary muscles quivering, dreams filled with shadows and the ominous laughter of Set fading with the night. Kale, still wrapped in remnants of exhaustion, was the first to rise, eyes scanning the remnants of the fierce battle. The scent of charred earth mingled with the lingering aroma of burnt hyena fur, heavy in the air. Another day begins, Kale mused, a heavy heart swelling in his chest. He thought of his humble village, of his father's steadfastness, of the hope they pinned on him. "We must find the Eye of Ra before Set can unleash his wrath." "We will," Nefertari assured him, her voice unwavering as she fastened her armor, glinting with fresh resolve. "The path ahead will be treacherous, but we are bound by fate, by the will of the gods." Amun, unrolling a tattered mat, glanced toward the distant peaks of the mountains of mist. "According to this, we must navigate through the labyrinth of echoes next. The eye lies within the temple of radiance beyond those mountains." His brow furrowed as he traced the path with a finger. "But the labyrinth is a web of illusions, designed to ensnare the unwary." "Then we must remain true to ourselves," Tyra said, her eyes shimmering with a serene light. "The music of our spirits can guide us through. Trust in the harmony we create together." As they packed their gear, a deep rumble echoed through the valley, a low growl that rumbled from the heart of the earth, shaking the very stones beneath their feet. The champions exchanged apprehensive glances. Set's beasts grew restless. Rami whispered, his fingers twitching near the dagger at his side. "We must move." With determination etched onto their faces, they set forth, the air thick with foreboding. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of the wind wrapped around them like a shroud. The path wound upward, a serpentine trail leading them toward the mountains of mist, their peaks looming like ominous giants against the azure sky. As they crested the final rise, the labyrinth came into view, an intricate maze of towering stone walls draped in thick vines, shadows flickering like phantoms in the periphery. "This place is alive with voices," Nefertari said, her hand gripping the hilt of her sword. "Beware the echoes, they may lead us astray." Let us hold hands, Tyra suggested, her voice calm amid the rising tension. Together, we create a shield against confusion. They formed the chain, fingers intertwined, hearts beating in rhythm. As they stepped into the labyrinth, the walls closed around them, the stone echoing their footsteps like a heartbeat of its own. Suddenly, whispers filled the air, slithering through the cracks like serpents, coiling around their minds. Leave this place, the voices hissed, ethereal and menacing. You do not belong here. Focus! Amin shouted, his mind racing to counter the voices. Remember why we are here. We fight for balance, for the light of Maat. As they pressed deeper, the whispers morphing into distorted reflections of themselves, versions tainted with doubt and despair. You are unworthy, they mocked. You are weak. Thoth? Kale shouted, stepping forward, his voice echoing fiercely. I am strong, I am not defined by fear. I have fought for my home, for my family, and I will not falter. The walls reverberated, and the echo of his voice rippled through the labyrinth. With newfound courage, the champions surged forward, their resolve igniting. Keep moving. Nefertari urged, slicing through the air with her sword, each swing imbued with divine purpose. We will not bow to illusions. Yet, as if summoned by their defiance, monstrous creatures emerged from the shadows. Beasts of shadow and mist, with eyes like molten gold, lunged at them from every direction, their roars intertwining with the echoes, a cacophony of chaos. Fight! Amin yelled, directing them as chaos erupted. Rami, flank left, Tyra, sing the song of strength, Nefertari, hold the front. With fierce determination, the champions clashed against the monsters, and Tyra's voice rang out like a beacon, resonating against the chaos. Her melody twisted around her companions, granting them strength, igniting their spirits. Nefertari met the first beast head-on, her sword slicing through the air and embedding deep into the creature at his side. It howled, a sound that reverberated through the labyrinth, a sound that struck terror into the hearts of lesser warriors. Yet, Nefertari stood firm, her resolve unyielding. Together, she shouted, rallying the champions as she pulled her sword free, blood splattering on the stones. As the battle raged, Kale fought with the strength of 10 men, each movement a testament to his humble beginnings. He was driven by memories of his father, whispering tales of valor and honor, the very essence of Maat. Amin, calculating and strategic, evaded the lunging beast with agility, directing his comrades with precision. Left, now right, hold fast, he commanded, weaving through the melee. Rami darted like a shadow, flickering in and out of the fray, his dagger striking with deadly accuracy. You should have fought harder, he taunted the beasts, laughter mingling with his fear. Well, you wouldn't be in this mess. The labyrinth echoed with the clash of metal against flesh, the air thick with the scent of sweat and blood. Yet, amid the chaos, the shadows of doubt loomed large, creeping back into their minds, whispering insidiously. You will fail, you are but mortals. But Tyra's voice pierced through the darkness, a soothing balm that ignited their spirits. We are more than mortals, we carry the weight of Maat, we are the champions of light. With each rallying note, the champions fought harder, their hearts synchronized with her melody. As the last beast fell, silence settled in the labyrinth, broken only by ragged breaths and the distant echoes of their victory. They stood together, bloodied and weary, yet unbroken. Is it over? Rami gasped, his body trembling from exertion. For now, Thoth's voice echoed through the labyrinth, resonating in the air as if he were watching over them. But deeper darkness awaits. Set will not rest until he has claimed the eye. And just as the champions began to catch their breath, the ground shook violently, and a voice filled with malice erupted from the shadows. You dare trespass in my dominion? Set's form materialized, a figure of chaos and wrath, globed in darkness, eyes blazing with fury. Fools, he roared, his laughter a chilling echo of despair. You think you can thwart my will, the eye will be mine, and you shall be the harbingers of my chaos. The air thickened, an electric charge coursing through the labyrinth as Set advanced, shadows twisting around him like serpents. The champions stood firm, hearts pounding in their chests, the weight of destiny pressing down upon them like the weight of the world. Together! Nefertari shouted, drawing strength from her companions. We will not let you steal our light. In that moment, as time seemed to freeze, the champions stood united to 5 figures against the god of chaos. Their hearts surged with an unyielding fire, the echoes of their purpose blending into a symphony of strength, honor, and truth. Champions, spirits of Kemet, heed our call. Terror sang, her voice piercing through the darkness. We stand for Maat, and we will fight for the light. The labyrinth thrummed with energy as they charged, hearts ignited, the echoes of their resolve ringing through the stone walls. The battle had only just begun, but they would face Set together, champions of fate, with courage their only armor against the coming storm. In the depths of chaos, the light of truth would shine through, illuminating the path ahead, a testament to their valor. The legend of their quest had taken a fateful turn, and as Set unleashed his fury, the champions prepared for the final confrontation, where destiny would weave its threads into the very fabric of existence. The labyrinth was alive with malice, pulsating with the very essence of Set's chaotic fury as he advanced. The champions stood resolute, a tapestry woven of courage and determination, their hearts beating like war drums in the face of impending doom. Despite the weight of the world pressing down upon them, the fire of their purpose blazed brightly against the encroaching shadows. Fools! Set's voice boomed, a thunderous echo that rattled the stones of the labyrinth. You think your valor can rival my might? Your struggle is but a whisper against the storm I bring. The air crackled with tension, thick as the looming darkness, yet within the champion surged a light born of belief in unity. Nefertari stepped forward, her gaze fierce as she locked eyes with Set, the embodiment of chaos. We are more than just mortals, Set. We are the chosen of Ma'at, and we will not bow to your tyranny. Bold words, War Queen, Set sneered, his lips curling into a malevolent grin. But they matter not in the face of true power. With a flick of his wrist, shadows spiraled around him, coiling like serpents, ready to strike with the ferocity of a tempest. Taya! Amin called, his heart pounding fiercely. Now is the time to summon the strength of Ma'at. Together, she cried out, her voice soaring above the chaos. We stand for the light. As Tara's melody filled the air, it wove a protective shout around her comrades, fortifying their spirits against the encroaching darkness. Each note resonated with the essence of Ma'at, pushing back against the shadows that sought to consume them. I will shred the very fabric of your hope. Set roared, and with a sweeping motion, he summoned forth a tempest of shadowy beasts, twisted nightmares born of his malice. They erupted from the darkness like a storm, howling creatures with fangs dripping venom, eyes smoldering like embers in the night. Prepare yourselves, so. Nefertari shouted, her sword gleaming with the light of purpose. Fight for Kemet, fight for each other. The champions surged forward as one, a torrent of strength and resolve. Nefertari met the first beast head-on, her movements swift and graceful, each strike a testament to her skill. The creature lunged, jaws snapping, but she sidestepped, its teeth clashing shut against the stone. With a brilliant arc, her sword cleaved through its neck, a spray of dark ichor painting the stones. Watch your flanks, Amin commanded, ducking under the struck of a shadowy beast, his mind racing as he calculated their angles of attack. Rami, Yuri on the left, Kale right, Tyra, keep singing. Kale, fueled by the memories of his humble origins, struck with a primal ferocity as he faced down a beast twice his size. His fist bore the weight of his family's expectations, and with each blow he fought not just for survival but for the honor of his village. For Kemet, T shouted, slamming his fist into the creature's maw, sending it sprawling. Rami, focus. Nefertari yelled, dodging the strike of another beast as she called out to the young thief. We need your speed. I am on it. Rami replied, his agility allowing him to weave through the chaos, his dagger slashing with precision. He struck from the shadows, a whisper of movement, as he darted past Set's beasts, taunting them with a confidence that belied his youth. You do think you'd be faster than your shadows? Yet, as they battled, Set watched with a smile that chilled the air. You think mere mortals can stand against a god? He raised his hand, and the labyrinth responded, shifting, the walls closing in with crushing intent. I will reshape this very reality to my will. Hold your ground. Amin shouted as the walls seemed to pulse like a heart, the echoes of fear and despair clawing at their minds. Stay true to your purpose, remember who you are. The beast surged forward again, and the champions fought as one, a whirlwind of strikes and defiance. As Tara continued to sing, her voice rose higher, weaving a melody that infused the air with courage, lighting the shadows with the brilliance of their spirits. Together, she cried, and the champions rallied once more, their energies intertwining. They struck with unyielding determination, shattering the illusions of despair that threatened to consume them. Suddenly, Set unleashed a torrent of darkness, a wave of shadow that crashed into them like a raging storm. It enveloped Nefertari, pulling her into the depths of chaos. You will be lost in this darkness. Set taunted, his voice echoing in the void. Nef? Amin shouted, his heart seizing as he reached out toward Nefertari. We will not abandon each other. Focus. Kil urged, his voice steady. We can break his grasp. We must find the light within. Tara. Rami called, his heart racing. You song, we need its light. Let your hearts harmonize with mine. Tyra sang, her voice trembling yet powerful. Together, we are stronger than the shadows. As her melody rang out, the darkness hesitated, its grip faltering against the brilliance of their combined will. The shadows around Nefertari flickered, revealing glimpses of her fighting spirit, unwavering and fierce. I will not be trapped, she declared, summoning the strength of her ancestors, her sword gleaming like the morning sun. With a surge of power, she broke free, slashing through the darkness with a radiant strike. You will not take me, Set, she roared, reclaiming her place among her companions. The labyrinth trembled as Set's fury crescendoed. You think you've won, he bellowed, shadows swirling violently around him. This is but a taste of the chaos I can unleash. Then let it come. Nefertari shouted defiantly, her heart ablaze with honor. For with every trial, we grow stronger, we will not falter. As the champions regrouped, the labyrinth transformed into a battleground, the echoes of their resolve merging into a battle cry that resonated through the stones. Set unleashed a relentless wave of beasts, but the champions fought as one, their swords flashing under the dim light of the labyrinth, a beacon against the chaos. With every strike, they pushed back against Set's darkness, channeling their combined strength into singular force of light. For Kemet, they roared, their voices intertwining in a symphony of courage. Set recoiled slightly, sensing the shift in power. You are but grains of sand against the tempest, he hissed, but the fear in his voice betrayed him. He unleashed a final wave of shadow, thicker and darker than before. But the champions stood firm, their resolve an unbreakable bond. Tomat! Terror sang, her voice piercing through the darkness like a spear, igniting the light within them. In that moment, their powers converged, a luminous wave that surged forth, crashing against Set's shadow with an explosive force. The darkness shattered, scattering like ashes on the wind, revealing a path illuminated by their shared light. Ralph! Set screamed, his form flickering as the light broke through his chaotic visage. This cannot be! Yet it was too late. The champions pressed forward, united and unyielding, their spirits intertwined in the face of the god of chaos. With one final strike, Nefertari raised her sword, and the radiant energy surged through her, a manifestation of their journey, their struggles, and their bond. May the light of Mai guide our path, she cried, plunging her sword into the heart of Set's darkness. The explosion of light rippled through the labyrinth, engulfing them all. Set's form disintegrated in a cacophony of fury, his anguished howls fading into nothingness as the champions stood together, hearts pounding, their breaths mingling in the aftermath of their victory. Is it over? Rami panted, his eyes wide with disbelief. For now, Tyra replied, her voice soft yet firm. But the battle for balance is never truly finished. As the echoes of Set's chaos faded, the labyrinth reformed, a new pathway revealing itself before the champions. They looked at one another, weary yet resolute, knowing that their journey was far from over. Together, Nefertari affirmed, her sword raised high as the light of Ma'at enveloped them, illuminating their path forward. We will face whatever lies ahead, for Kemet, for truth, and for honor. And so, the champions pressed on, their hearts intertwined, navigating the labyrinth of destiny where shadows once lurked and light now prevailed. The legend of their quest would resonate through the ages, a tale of courage, perseverance, and the unbreakable bond between champions united in the face of chaos. As they walked into the light, the whispers of the labyrinth faded, replaced by the promises of new horizons, adventures yet to be unveiled, and the eternal pursuit of truth in a world ever teetering on the brink of darkness. As the light of Ma'at enveloped the champions, they stepped from the labyrinth's maw, emerging into the vast expanse of the mountains of mist. The air crackled with energy, electric and alive, as if the very mountains held their breath in anticipation of the trials ahead. The path wound upward, rocky and treacherous, illuminated by the sunlight spilling over the jagged peaks. Kale, ever the humble farmer-turned warrior, took a deep breath, his heart racing. Let us not forget what lies behind us. We face darkness, but the shadows still linger. Nefertari, with the fire of a warrior queen ignited in her eyes, turned to her comrades. We have proven ourselves in battle, but Set is not defeated. He will return, and we must remain vigilant. Her voice held a steely resolve that echoed through the mountain's quietude. Amin, the strategist of the group, unfolded the ancient map, tracing the routes with his fingers. According to these markings, the Temple of Radiance lies beyond the highest peak. It is said to be guarded by the spirits of those who sought the Eye of Ra before us, their hopes, their failures, all woven into the essence of this place. Spirits? Rami's eyes widened, excitement mingling with anxiety. Do you think they might help us? Or hinder us? Tyra interjected, her voice steady yet somber. The spirits can be fickle. They may test our hearts and intentions. As they pressed onward, the terrain grew steeper, the air thinner. Each step felt heavy, the weight of their quest pressing upon them like the mountain itself. Yet their resolve remained unyielding, bolstered by the bond they had forged in the crucible of chaos. The moment they reached the summit, the sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the valley below. But it was not the serene beauty that caught their attention, it was the ominous silhouette of the Temple of Radiance, glimmering with an ethereal light. There it is, Nefertari breathed, the awe in her voice palpable. The Eye of Ra lies within. As they descended, a chilling wind swept across the mountains, carrying whispers of ancient prophecies. Rami shuddered, glancing over his shoulder. Do you hear that? The spirits are restless, perhaps they know of our presence. Stay focused, Anan warned, his eyes scanning the horizon. Let not fear cloud your purpose. They reached the temple's entrance, its towering doors adorned with inscriptions that shimmered like the stars above. But as Nefertari stepped forward, the door trembled and groaned, revealing a shadowy figure cloaked in twilight. Who dares approach the Temple of Radiance? The figure intoned, voice echoing like thunder rolling across the heavens. It was a spirit, its form shifting like smoke, eyes glowing with the weight of ages. We seek the Eye of Ra, Nefertari declared boldly, her sword held high. We come not to steal, but to protect the balance of Mot. The spirit laughed, a sound that chilled the very air. Bold words, warrior queen, but many have come before you, seeking the eye, and many have failed. What makes you different? Amun stepped forward, his voice steady. We are not merely seekers, we are champions united by purpose. We have faced it as chaos and survived. We carry the hopes of Kemet with us. Do you? The spirit leaned closer, its form swirling like mist. Then prove it, face the trials of the temple, and only then shall the eye reveal itself. A shudder rippled through the group. Trials? Hale muttered, glancing at his companions. What kind of trials? The spirit waved its hand, and the temple doors creaked open, revealing a darkened hall lined with flickering torches. Only those who conquer their innermost fear shall proceed, step forward, champions, and embrace your destiny. With courage beating in their hearts, they entered the temple, feeling the shadows close in around them. The air grew thick with anticipation as the doors sealed shut behind, plunging them into semi-darkness. Suddenly, the torches flared to life, casting eerie shadows that danced upon the walls, transforming into grotesque forms of their past fears. Nefertari stepped forward, her sword ignited with resolve. We can do this, we can face our fears. But as she spoke, shadows morphed into haunting figures, warriors from her past, fallen comrades lost in battle, their eyes filled with accusation. You abandoned us, Nefertari, they cried, voices echoing in torment. Nefertari faltered, the weight of her guilt crashing down upon her. No, I fought for you, I never abandoned you. Prove it, the shadows hissed, their spectral forms advancing as if to engulf her in their grief. Face your guilt, acknowledge your failures. With a roar, Nefertari swung her sword, the blade cleaving through the specters. I fight for you still, I will not let your sacrifices be in vain. With each strike, the shadows dissipated, but the pain lingered in her heart. The others faced their own trials as the shadows twisted around them. Rami found himself in a dark alley, surrounded by phantoms of his past, the faces of those he had betrayed in his quest for survival, their eyes filled with despair. You are nothing but a thief, they echoed, their voices drumming in his ears. Noth? Rami shouted, desperately shaking his head. I've changed, I fight for something greater now. He lunged at the shadows, his dagger striking through the illusions, each thus purging the guilt he had long carried. In another corner of the temple, Amun was confronted by visions of his people, faces twisted with fear and disappointment. You could have saved us, they cried, a cacophony of voices drowning him in despair. I tried. Amun pleaded, tears streaming down his cheeks. I did everything I could, I will not let your hopes die. With newfound determination, he fought through the illusions, reclaiming his sense of purpose. Kale soon found himself in a field, surrounded by the remnants of an ancient battle, his father's voice calling out to him, urging him to fight but never to abandon his roots. You let your dreams take you away from me, his father's spectre mourned. No, I honor you in every step I take, I do this for our legacy. Kale shouted, his fist raised high as he shattered the illusions with the strength of his resolve. And Tara found herself in a silent forest, surrounded by echoes of her past mistakes, dismissed by those she had once called friends. You are not worthy, your voice cannot sway the hearts of men, they taunted, shadows coiling around her. But Tara closed her eyes, the melody of Ma flowing through her. I will sing, and my voice will rise above the darkness, I will not be silenced, she proclaimed, her song weaving through the shadows, illuminating the path forward. As each champion confronted their fears, the shadows dissolved, leaving behind a glow of warmth that filled the temple, the air buzzing with renewed energy. At last, they emerged into a central chamber, a vast hall adorned with murals depicting the legends of the past. In the center stood a pedestal, gleaming with light that emanated from a single object, the Eye of Ra. Together, Nefertari said, her heart racing, "We've made it." But as they approached, a surge of energy rippled through the hall, and the spirit reappeared, now more luminous than before. "You have faced your fears and prevailed, but know this, the IS power is immense, and it demands a price." "What kind of price?" Amin asked, his brow furrowing in concern. "The heart of one who truly understands sacrifice," the spirit replied, eyes shimmering like starlight. "Anyone who is willing to give up their most cherished possession may claim the eye." The champions exchanged glances, the weight of the spirit's words settling heavily upon them. "What would you sacrifice?" Tyra whispered, her voice trembling. Nefertari stepped forward, her resolve unwavering. "If it means protecting Ma'at, I would give my sword. It represents my strength and my legacy, but if it ensures peace, I will lay it down." "That?" Kael exclaimed. "We cannot lose you, Nefertari, you are our leader." "But what is a leader without purpose?" she countered, fierce determination burning in her eyes. "This is not just about me, it is about Kemet, about our future." As her comrades contemplated her words, Rami spoke, his voice soft but resolute. "What if it is not a physical possession we must give? What if it is something deeper?" "What do you mean?" Amin questioned, eyes narrowing in thought. Rami took a deep breath, heart filled with vulnerability. "What if we must sacrifice the pain of our past, the burdens we carry? To truly embrace the light, we must let go of our guilt, our fears." With silence hanging in the air, Kael stepped forward, his voice strong. "Then let us release our burdens together. I am ready to let go of my fears of inadequacy. I will not allow them